You really cannot create an economy. You really cannot have an economic strategy if you don't really understand the importance of primary jobs and how primary jobs are really the sole provider of economic development. Primary jobs are those jobs, and they can be either a product or a service, but they are a product or a service that has value added to them. And that product or service is then exported out of your respective geography. What they're doing is importing wealth back into your community so that product or service gets sold, that money then comes into your community. Primary jobs don't come just from manufacturing. Primary jobs come from any kind of a value-added service or product that gets exported. Now, the counterpart of that are the secondary jobs. And the secondary jobs are those jobs that serve that existing economy that you have created. The difference between the two primarily focuses on one being a wealth creator and the other being a wealth circulator. That tends to make people think, well, then secondary jobs are not important, but they are, because a business or an individual is a consumer, and they need suppliers to their business. They need services. Individuals need groceries. They need retail products. They buy automobiles. If you create primary jobs, you create an economic market. When you do that, secondary jobs automatically occur. There are always businesses out there who will come serve a market that develops. If you focus on the creation of secondary jobs, that will never lead to the creation of a primary job. So primary jobs are very critical to begin the economic development process. Without it, it does not happen. If an economy does not have traded sector employers, then you have an economy that eventually is just going to die and go away. The way to really graphically think about this is think about your economy as a bucket of water. And your objective in economic development is to continually pour more water into that bucket and grow that economy. But every economy, unlike every bucket, has holes in it. And there is leakage occurring in every economy. So keep in mind, as you're pouring water into this bucket by creating more primary jobs, you're also experiencing leakage, meaning there are companies, there are individuals in your economy who can't get everything they need in your economy. So they have to go outside of your economy and make purchases. If you're not putting more water into the bucket, eventually it will all drain out. And so if you don't focus on these primary jobs, then your economy will get stale. And if there are no traded sector jobs in your community, then eventually the bucket dries up. In the economic development world, and you can take the U.S. as an example, there are about 2,500 to 3,000 primary job location announcements that occur annually. There's about 25 to 30,000 economic development organizations trying to get those jobs. So the annual ratio there is 1 in 10, meaning you have a 1 in 10 chance of some kind of positive primary job activity to occur in your particular region. If you choose to play those odds and you choose that you're not going to have an active economic development effort, those are horrible odds. The communities who go down that road tend to be the ones who struggle consistently economically. They're not growing. They have tax problems. They have revenue issues. They have declining quality of services in their community, and generally a deterioration of the quality of life.